Yo, welcome to a quick revision lesson on converting fractions to decimals. Something we've done before, but I thought I'd just make a quick video to remind you about how to do it just in case you've forgotten. It's also going to be relevant to next week's KPI on comparing fractions. So make sure you've ruled off from the last lesson of if actually, brand new page in your book, guys, write the title and learning objective, hit pause so you've got time to do that, and then hit play when you're ready to continue. So, there'll be certain fractions that you should know what they are as a decimal. A half, for example, I would hope that you know that is 0.5. A quarter, for example, I would hope you know is 0.25. A tenth, 0.1. A fifth, 0.2. These things I would expect you to know just off the top of your head without having to do any calculations. If you don't know them, you need to learn them off by heart. So make a quick note of them, write them down, and when you're ready to keep watching, press play. What we're going to look at though is some more complicated decimals, fractions, which you might actually need to do some calculations to figure out. Now over time, I'm hoping that you'll all end up learning 3/8 off by heart and all different values of eighths. So 1/8, 5/8, 7/8, etc. You might be wondering why I didn't say 2/8, 4/8, and 6/8. I'll let you think about that. Why would I not expect you to memorize these? Well, because I'd hope that you already knew them. Because when we simplify them, they're a quarter, a half, and 3/4, which I expect you to know. But going back to this, for the time being, 3/8, 5/8, 7/8, you might not know these off by heart. And if you don't, today's lesson is about revising that you must divide the numerator by the denominator in order to convert them to decimals. So let's do it for each of these. Let's do e.g. 1, 2, and 3. Pause the video and have a go at doing that now. So 3/8 means 3 divided by 8. Purple pen, the numerator always goes inside the bus stop. You're going to have to write point and then some zeros. And the decimal point never moves. And just so we're clear about how to set that out for all of them, the numerator always goes inside the bus stop. So 5 goes inside and 8 outside. Point, point, add the zeros. And it's the same for this one over here. You might be wondering why I've done 3 zeros for all of them. The answer is, guys, it doesn't really matter. Well, I didn't even do 3 zeros for all of them. Do as many zeros as you need to. I'm going to do 2 for the last one. So let's get on with it. The first one, 8 into 3. You can't fit any 8s into 3. There's a remainder of 3. 8 into 30 goes 3 times remainder 6. 8 into 60 goes 7 times remainder 4. And 8 into 40 goes 5 times remainder nothing. So we're done. 8 into 5 goes 0 times, remainder of 5. 8 into 50 goes 6 times, remainder 2. 8 into 20 goes twice, remainder 4. And 8 into 40 goes 5 times again. That's done. There's no remainders. Finally, 8 goes into 7 0 times. And because 8 times 0 is 0, there's still this 7 remaining, so we carry that along. 8 into 70 goes 8 times, because 8 times 8 is 64. And there's a remainder of 6. And 8 into 60 goes, the closest we get is 56, which is 8 times 7. And there's a remainder of 4 from 56 to 60. Unfortunately, though, because there's a remainder, we need to add an extra 0. And 8 into 40 goes 5 times with no remainders. I'm doing this quickly, guys, because I expect it to be revision for you. If there's anything you need to rewatch to make it clear to yourself, then pause the video and do that. Finally, just going to look at a slightly more difficult one, e.g. 4. Let's go with convert 4/7 to a decimal, rounded 3 decimal places. Pause the video and have a go at that now, please. So the numerator always goes inside the bus stop. Put a point and put some zeros. Now I'm putting 4 zeros down. How do you think I know that I need to put 4 zeros down? You think? It's because you're being asked to round to 3 decimal places. So when you figure out the first 3 digits after the decimal point, you also need to figure out the fourth one so you know whether or not to round up or down, because the fourth one is the decider. I've done that for ages. So you need to write the fourth decimal place, because that fourth decimal place will tell you whether or not you're going to round the third one up or down, or you're going to round the decimal up or down. So let's get on with it. I'll leave that here because we know we're going to be rounding based on the decider in the fourth decimal place. So 7 into 4 goes 0 times, the remainder of 4. 7 into 40, closest I can get is 35, so that's 5 times. There's a remainder of 5 from 35 to 40. 7 into 50 goes 7 times, because 7 times 7 is 49. There's a remainder of 1. 7 into 10 goes once with a remainder of 3. 7 into 30 goes 4 times, and it doesn't matter what the remainder is, because at this point, if it's 5 or above, give it a shove. If it's 4 or below, let it go. So we can see this is a weak decider, it's 4 or below, so we let these ones go. And we say the answer is 0.571 to 3 decimal places. Make any purple pen notes that you need to, particularly the top tip about going 4 decimal places in if you're rounding to 3 decimal places. It's a very good top tip. So if you're going to 5 decimal places, then you'd obviously need to write 6 digits after the decimal point, because the 6th digit would be the decider. And when you've done that, press play. And just so you can see where this is going, next week you're going to be looking at how to compare fractions with other fractions, and also sometimes fractions with decimals. For example, which is bigger, 7 over 9 or 0.77? And to do this, you would need to either convert this one to a fraction, but actually that ends up not being very helpful. The easiest thing would be to convert this to a decimal. I want you to pause the video and have a go at this, even though it's not actually what today's lesson is about, because it's good for you to see what you're going to be doing next week a little bit of. Alright, so numerator always goes inside the bus stop. Point, point. And I'm doing 3 decimal places because I want to be able to round to 2 decimal places so I can compare with this. Zero, remainder 7. 9 times 7 is 63, so there's another remainder of 7. 9 times 7 is 63, so there's another remainder of 7. And you can see here, this is going to go on forever. So, if this one is the same as 0.7 recurring, if I write that underneath here, clearly this is bigger than this one, because this one's got a 0 here and zeros afterwards. These are smaller than the 7s. So anyway, that's where we're going next week. Make sure you've written any notes that you need to, and then you're going to be doing a couple of Hegarty maths tasks to practice this. So thanks for watching. Good luck with the Hegarty tasks. Don't forget to email me if you want to go over anything.